Good morning, everybody. Easter Sunday, and of course, I'm out restocking and doing other things. Someone actually asked for a tool bag video, which I'm kind of humbled because I didn't think I was super important like that. I have a bunch of them, so I'm not going to be corny and call it a series, but I'll do this one, and I'll do other ones if people care. I don't buy stuff because it just came out. This is the Vito Tech Pack MCT. I've had this thing for probably 10 years. I don't buy tool bags based on the color and the newest stuff. I'm not into purses like that. At any rate, I'm just going to show you what I use. This bag is used for my more in-depth HVAC diagnosis and things like that. So basically what I do is, I'm not really brand specific, I could care less. But I always carry one of these, and this is just a dummy light, just to check if I have initial voltage, if power's really off, things like that, before I break out a meter. I made this, and this was the guy Brian from HVAC school. It was to discharge capacitors. Most guys will short it with a screwdriver. I soldered a resistor into this, and I don't know. Do I notice a difference? Probably not, but it's kind of cool to have that. I always carry these. You get these on Amazon. These are mini pry bars. That's just a plastic cap. These are great for small pump couplings, moving things like that. I try to carry 2 of them. I always lose one. Things happen. Just regular utility knife for cutting gaskets or anything else. Nothing wild there. A scratch awl, because I still use a scratch awl for my sheet metal work and for other things. And these are perfect if you're doing drywall anchors to kind of push through the wall. And once you get to about here, it's about 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16. You don't got to worry about making dust and cleaning stuff up. And then, nothing crazy, just the flip driver, the 6-inch one. An auto mechanic taught me this one. This is just a scalpel, and these are great for cutting open wire loom and doing other types of diagnostics when you have to cut something open. That was a really good idea, and I'm really grateful to that guy for showing me that. Then, of course, again, non-brand specific, but I have ratcheting wrenches, problem adjustables, and all that stuff. Nothing wild, just gear wrench. I run the 90 teeth on these. I think these are the 90 Ts. These aren't the 90 Ts are in my other bag. Those are really good for tight spots. I like the flex head. I've liked them since I was just doing plumbing. Yeah, they wear out. Yeah, you got to replace them, but when don't you got to replace them? I carry torpedo level for small piping and leveling. I like Stabila. I've had this one for probably over 20 years. You can see the dye's all worn out of the vial and everything. But like I said, I love these things. I tend to only use Stabila unless I'm going to really beat something up. And then I'll use Empire or something like that. A cheap gasket scraper. I carry the carbides inside the trucks. This is just for real quick and dirty. It's the middle of the night. You want to scrape something down, get a gasket cleaned out. Again, I think this is Harbor Freight. Nothing fancy. The Klein thermostat screwdriver is probably one of the best things I've ever bought. As a matter of fact, I got the other version here, which opens up and gives you a lot of other bits. Again, invaluable for control work. I use them all the time. I have the Klein ratcheting. I tend to gravitate towards these multis because I like to have all of these bits at my disposal, especially the ECX bits for electrical. I know it doesn't seem like it makes a difference, but it does. I carry a 1/4 5/16 nut driver from before these Klein drivers kind of came in. This one pivots out for 5/16, pushes in for 1/4. The problem is the head's really thick. Doesn't get into a lot of places. Also, I carry these little mini, this is what, 5/16? These are good for getting in tight spots for heat exchangers where you can't get anything else in there. So these are very, very good for what they are. And I try to buy them. I don't know. I buy a lot of them. This is a Schrader core screwdriver or whatever, but it's torqued. It breaks at a certain torque, so you're not smashing it in there and causing an issue. And then whatever, I always carry a magnet because I'm always dropping things. And again, I watch these mechanics that use these religiously. Real good to have. Again, nothing fancy. I carry 3 field piece thermometers if I'm doing just real quick and dirty temperature differences, things like that. And if I don't want to drag out a thermal imager, or I don't want to drag something else out, or the Cooper Red Box, I'll just carry those in my bag. I try to carry everything so I can do whatever I could in one trip. I carry a chip brush for just cleaning out cabinets and things like that. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but definitely does its job. I've gotten into these Wera ratcheting screwdrivers. I like the bit storage. I love the fact it's ratcheting. It's 9-degree swing too, so you can really get in there and take care of what you got to take care of. I just put this one in this bag. I have it in another bag, but I really like it. You know, carry a tape measure. I always carry a 12-inch extension for the fact of getting back of a heat exchange or something like that. Your standard offset refrigeration wrenches, and this one I got, which is pretty cool. This is a spanner for tightening. That's better. Tightening packing glands on service valves or king valves or anything with a 3-way service valve. That's what they're called. And on this side, so this side, I only switch over to these. I know they're expensive, but I could care less. These Wera Hex Plus, if you look at the way they're gripped, they do, or made, they do a really good job of biting into the fastener, so I'm not sitting there stripping them out every 15 seconds. And plus, too, I got tired of the storage of the regular ones, and this storage is really cool. And then I carry this is the standard, and that's the metric, just because I deal with a lot of Friedrich and European stuff. And of course, you know, this is the Klein multi-nut driver, which is a game changer. And this one has a bunch of impact-rated bits, which I don't use a lot, but whatever. They came with it, so why not? I've been switching over my electrical slowly to Knipex and Weha and Wera because I like the quality. So pair of needle nose. They're the super insulated ones. They have to stop here, which may or may not be a thing. But they're very precise. They do really well. And the staple Klein crimpers for insulated, non-insulated terminals. I use these if I don't feel like breaking out a ratcheting crimper, just because they're quick and in the bag. And these are Knipex wire strippers. They're automatic strippers. You can set your depth, which is good for your solderless connectors or crimp terminals. And just, that's all you do. Put the wire in there. You can set your tension if you're dealing with wires that are thicker gauge, harder insulation, whatever the case is. These, I got these at an Ari Michael maybe 20 years ago. I don't even know the brand, Orbis. I just like them because they're angled. So I don't have a problem getting into tighter spots, but you can see they're an offset lineman. I beat the snot out of these, and they've been pretty good so far. These, I think, oh, these are Weha. So just Weha diagonals. I like the blades better on these. I don't beat them up so much. They've stayed sharp for a while so far. I got these. I don't even know why I still have them in the bag. But these are really good for 14 and 12 gauge, and I think they go down to 10. But they're just some south wire. I like the shear on them, and I like the fact that I can do 10 gauge, and if I beat them up, I don't really care. As far as pliers, I go Knipex all the way. I like how sharp the jaws stay. I like the fact that these detents are so small you can really grip on it whatever you want. So I carry, I think these are 8-inch. And then I carry these guys. These Knipex, these are, I don't know what, A201, 200. These are just slip joint pliers, but they're cool because they have this little grip on the end where you can grab studs and you can yank them out. So if you ever strip a screw, I've had them work. I mean, obviously if something's super stripped, it isn't going to work, but they work really well. And then for flat jaw, this is the only plier I will buy. I could care less what they cost. These are the, right here, oh, I'm sorry, 8603-300. These are the best pair of compound flat jawed pliers. When these came out, this was a game changer for me, and it pretty much eliminated the need for all kinds of adjustables and everything, even though they have their place. But I cannot recommend these enough. I think they're like 80 or 90 bucks, whatever it costs. Definitely worth it. Definitely get them. You won't regret it, and it'll be the last pair you buy. I've had these pairs since I was in my 20s sometime. No, maybe my 30s. And again, a second pair for holding back. Like I said, I can't tell you enough about these. As far as screwdrivers, I mean, this bag doesn't have the super Knipex stuff or whatever I got in the other truck there, but the Milwaukee insulated work. This is the ECX2. Yeah, this is the one for electrical connectors. I like this because, to me, I don't know, it doesn't cam out. Works really well. I carry one of those. I carry just a longer flat blade for messing around in live stuff, even though you're not supposed to. Same thing with Phillips. Just a beater 3/16 for whatever I feel like doing. The Milwaukee demo drivers are nice. I don't use them as chisels. I know a lot of guys do. I try not to beat on it. It's just a heavy screwdriver for demo work or heavy types of stuff. I still carry this guy, this stubby, this R22 410A Yellow Jacket, low side only. This is for just real quick and dirty diagnostics. Basically, I just want to see if there's gas in something and if it's worth bringing out other tools. If it's flat, I don't waste my time, and I don't got to go out to the truck and get stuff because a lot of times I have to walk a long, long way. One thing I am a big proponent of too is paint pencils. I love these to mark parts. I love these to mark specs, things like that, things that I've changed. I prefer them over Sharpies. I buy them by the gross. I have a ton of them back there. But again, get yourself some colors that are highly visible or unique on certain surfaces. And it's really nice to walk up on something and know when you put it in, what you did, any settings, combustion settings, whatever. And just a basic deburring tool. I try to deburr all my copper because, believe it or not, it does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. And here's my oddball. I got these from my wife. These are eyelash something. I think there's something with eyelashes, but these things, I've gotten them in really tight spots, and I've been able to really grab onto stuff I've lost. So I don't care about the color. I'm really not, I could care less. They work really well. So I kind of enjoy them. And then, the usual Teflon tape, electrical tape, things like that. I don't think I have anything else cool in here. Wire nuts and stuff, which I never use because I forget they're there. No, that's pretty much it. So for this tool bag, that's what I use for heavier diagnostics. I got the little bag in the other truck I'll go through, and then I have the big monstrosity in this one, which I need a hand truck to carry, which was probably a mistake. But anyways, not the best, not the worst. Hope you enjoyed it.